We need to heal. Hey everyone, I am Mike of Mike and Test Play, and welcome back to the Pokemon Colosseum Full Guide. Last time, we showed off that a glitch that has gone online is actually not accurate, at least based on what I was able to discover, and that you can only, in fact, snag one of the 3 Johto Starters. And we are depositing the Mystic Water from Croconaw because neither of these Pokemon are actually joining the team. We will be catching a team member at some point. But we did catch a Pokemon. Technically 3 because we showed off all 3, so it is time to rate them. The first of the 3 Shadows, Pokemon whose hearts have been artificially closed, is Bayleef. Bayleef is a pure grass-type Pokemon, and is the most maligned of the Johto Starters, and I can see why, because the other 2 are a little bit better in those games. However, in this game, Bayleef has got some really good potential. Bayleef, and eventually the evolution Meganium, is a defensive Pokemon. You'll see that the offensive rating I gave it is only 5 out of 10. Bayleef isn't bad offensively. It uses Razor Leaf, Body Slam, it can do Sunny Day Solar Beam, but that's not really the goal here. It's not, the offensive stats aren't really there. It's not a very strong offensive Pokemon. Defensively, however, Meganium is solid. It gets a very good 9 out of 10 for defense because it not only has strong defensive stats, but it also has a strong defensive moveset. Both screens available and a self-healing move in Synthesis, which it comes with, by the way. Very, very helpful overall. It's also very good for snagging. Having lower offensive stats means that, you can do less damage, and having Body Slam, a move with a chance to paralyze, is a big advantage as well. I recommend, for both defense and snagging, it gets a 9 out of 10, and that's the role that I recommend for it, a mix of defense and snagging. The only reason it's not getting a 10 in either of those categories is Grass is a poor defensive type, which hurts its defensive chops, and snagging, it doesn't really have a fully reliable way of causing the status, nor is its offense low enough to guarantee that you're not going to be doing more damage than you intend, with Body Slam being its main snagging move and being higher in power. Now, for a defense/snagging role, the moveset is very simple. Body Slam, Synthesis, Light Screen, and Reflect. It just leans fully into this Pokemon is here to set up snags and help your team survive and survive itself. It's a simple Pokemon. For a sync rating, it gets a very high, but not all the way high, 8 out of 10. Meganium can fit into a lot of teams because that dual defense and snagging role is very helpful. It can pair well with a lot of things. But if you're going for a more specific team structure, it's not going to be all that perfect of a fit in certain teams. Good for things like Earthquake, good for a Sun team maybe, but for a lot of other things, the role is very defined for Meganium. If you're trying to use it for other things, you may run into some troubles along the way. So very good in most teams, but in certain teams that maybe needed it to be a little more offensive, or maybe just needed something that had better coverage than just normal grass, it's going to be a little bit lacking. The next one up, though, is Quilava. Now, Quilava is a fire-type Pokemon, first of all, and my personal favorite of the Johto Starters, but I'm not going to be biased here. Quilava is very much the opposite of Meganium. Offense. Quilava gets immediately a 9 out of 10 on offense. Its main focus is just hit things with fire, but it has the speed, special attack, and fire moves to do so. And Blaze is always helpful for that as well. 9 out of 10 is very good. It's only missing the 10 out of 10 because it takes a while to get going, and because in the end its coverage is not all that great. If it had Thunder Punch like it did in the Johto games, well, in Gold, Silver, Crystal at least, then it'd be a 10, but it just misses that mark slightly. Defensively, Quilava and Typhlosion, not really all that solid. I give it 4 out of 10 just because it doesn't exactly have bad defensive stats, but Fire isn't exactly a good defensive type, and it It doesn't really have any moves that are helpful for that, outside of maybe Smokescreen, but if you're relying on Smokescreen, Snagging, also very low, a 2 out of 10. Quilava and Typhlosion are just not meant to do little bits of damage. You can kind of get there. Again, Smokescreen can be very helpful in that particular category, but for the most part, your only snagging-based move would be Swift, and you probably don't want to waste a move slot on Swift. Quilava's role is just offense. You're just gaming to get KOs, as many as you can, as quickly as you can. So keep the focus on that. Best moveset for an offensive Typhlosion, really? Sunny Day, which it has naturally, eventually, and boosts its fire-type moves and can run your whole team. Flamethrower, Brick Break, and then either Hidden Power, if you get a useful type, which would, for Typhlosion in particular, usually be something around Grass, Electric, to deal with its water weakness, or maybe just, well, Grass actually deals with Rock, Ground too, or Water would be very helpful for dealing with some of its weaknesses. Those would be the recommendations. If you don't get a good Hidden Power type on it, just keep Dig. And I know that it says Hidden Power Dig, and it comes with Dig, so you can't actually erase it and reteach it. Dig is not a TM that is available in this game, so just teach it Hidden Power before Brick Break, and see what you get. And then either replace it or Dig with Brick Break, if you want to go that route. The sync rating is, oddly, same as Bayleef's, an 8 out of 10. Quilava is a very solid Pokemon that can fit well onto a lot of teams, but if you need something that has a little more variety offensively, or if you want to run, say, a Rain team or an Earthquake team, not the place for a Typhlosion to be. So fits well into a lot of teams, but not exactly into all of them. Now next up, last up, is the one we snagged, Croconaw. Croconaw is the Water-type starter from Johto, and is kind of like a mix of the other two in certain ways. It is mainly an offensive Pokemon. It gets a 9 out of 10 on offense, tremendously good, well, physical attack, but also good moves overall, and some good options that you have here. Starting out with Surf is good, but let me tell you about Surf in this game. Surf in double battles in Gen 3 only hits the opponents, which is good, but also had its power nerfed by hitting both opponents. That means that while Surf is a very, very good move, it's not quite going to hit the level of power that you might want it to from your only water move. Croconaw's only other option on a water move is Hydro Pump at level 58, and Hydro Pump is not accurate, and you don't want not accurate. So, you know, stick with Surf. But it does have a bit of a flaw there. On defense, he's solid defensively. Water is a great defensive type, decent defensive stats, not quite to Meganium's level, but, you know, you get a 7 out of 10 since it doesn't really have any defensive moves, and because its defenses are good, not great. So it's solid, but kind of in a secondary way, and don't focus on it as a defensive Pokemon. Just be grateful that your offensive Pokemon has some good defenses. Snagging is a 1 out of 10. Croconaw can't do it. There's just no snagging possibilities here, realistically, which is fine, because Croconaw's role is offensive. You want to stay on offense with it. It's pretty easy there. Now, the best moveset for an offensive Feraligatr is Earthquake, Brick Break, Surf, and either Rain Dance if you want to power up Surf, or just Ice Beam if you don't want to run Rain on your team. He is a little bit limiting in certain ways. Croconaw only gets an 8 out of 10 for sync rating because while a fantastic Pokemon, all three of the Johto Pokemon, the starters, are honestly fantastic in this game, it is very limiting to have a Pokemon who can only do, basically, who needs Earthquake and or Rain or Surf. Now, it's not super limiting because a lot of teams can handle that, and because he can do things that aren't just, I mean, Earthquake is listed as the top move because he's great at it, and his physical attack is better than his special attack, but you can do other things to get around that. So, sync rating, 8 out of 10. Fits into most teams, but not all. And that's for the ratings. So, today, we're going to do something very simple and hopefully pretty quick because we're already 10 minutes in. Before we leave Phenac, we're actually going to fight the trainers in the pre-gym. Which we don't have to talk to Justy to do because we already did it before. Wes, go for it. I'll be right here cheering. Looks like you're ready. Well, let's get this started. In all, you'll be facing 4 trainers. They are all a handful, I can vouch for that. And now this is where your opponent enters. Now, we are still using just our, our 2 starters here. You feel like taking on some grass-type Pokemon? Then I'm the one you want. Cool trainer, Botan. Could be riding a paddle thing. Like Botan in Yu Yu Hakusho. If you watch that, if you're old like me and watched anime in the 90s. Or maybe that was the 2000s. I'm not really sure. Anyway, the trainers here in the pre-gym, the ordinary trainers, are very weak. You can take them on whenever. I am surprised the Hoppip lived that. But I'm just doing so now because if you want to, use your 2 shadows quickly, you can do so. I mean, your 2 Pokemon whose hearts have been artificially closed. You can just get a little bit of time with them here. I also didn't want to forget to do this because I usually do, and then I come back later and I'm like, all right, time for the big fight, and it's happened, and I have to do this. So we're just going to battle these 4 trainers really quickly today, and that'll actually be the end of today's episode. And then next time we will do some story progress. I am trying desperately to keep these episodes a little bit shorter so that I can record them and get them out. And, have the series come out on time without delays. So yeah, you can. The only unfortunate part about this is that it's kind of. I mean, it's not unfortunate. It's actually very useful. I'm going to toughen up some more. I hope you keep working too. What's nice about this is that it's kind of giving you an introduction to. So what's your plan? Do you keep chugging on with your battle challenge? Yes. Okay, gotcha. Let's get the next battle started. You're not supposed to go heal in between, basically. It's 4 trainers in a row. And leave water type battling to me. I'll teach you just how strong the water type can be. Liquid. See, that's the like, hey, I really hope people don't have names like they have in mind. Because, what? Yeah. Just what? I mean, it makes sense. He was Botan, which is actually like, botanical, like a garden, like, flowers and stuff. But still, Surskit uses agility. And Marill is super bulky, so not at all surprised that it survived the double attack there. And then Surskit is fast and do the thing with the bubble. This episode's still going to end up being like 20-some minutes, isn't it? That's fine. It is all good. This is going to be a long series. If that wasn't clear by the fact that we're in episode 5 and still haven't left what is basically the first place you go. Yeah, this is gonna be a long one, and we're gonna be showing absolutely everything means that it's gonna take a long time. And really, you have to do the slowest move possible. Because it's both, and we have to watch the animation hit them both, and it does like no damage. Look at that, 2 damage, nothing. And then it's going to do like, what, 2 or 3 to Espeon? 4! Ooh! And I'm doing this because I at least wanted to show some action in this episode. But it's all good. because yeah, we're at 15 minutes. We've still got 2 trainers to go in this little mini gauntlet here. Liquid, if you're who's impressed by our Pokemon. Get money. Money is good. We like money. My goal is to become the ultimate water-type battler. Back to more training for me. Did I remember in the last episode to dupe my Pokeball? Yes, 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 we keep chugging on. I'll check that. Can't chuck a Pokeball at a non-artificially closed Pokemon. Is it you? Do you want to battle me? You don't look like a trainer. Well, it doesn't matter. You can learn how a Pokemon proper trainer battles from me. Dugo. Trapinch and Swinub. Alright, let's do it. Let's not split up our attacks this time. Let's actually show that off, because there are things that okay, I did remember to do it. No, wait, that Pokemon doesn't have a black aura. Yeah, Rui doesn't let you do it. She doesn't even let you throw it. Ordinarily, like, the trainer blocks it, but yeah, no, Rui is the guard, because the trainer can't block it because you have a snag machine. And so Rui is the guard. Which is a really nice touch that they actually incorporated that text and just don't let it happen, because yeah, you could actually do it. Wes could just snag their Pokemon. He's done it before. So it's a good, again, Colosseum, all about the little details, and the beauty is in those details. And they're there. They didn't miss, basically. Of course, that's the one that you one-hit shot that I could have just, whatever. Rich boy Dugo, you're tough even though you don't look it. I still can't believe that the lose to the trainer and battle him again thing didn't work. I saw a video where somebody did it. So I guess they were using editing tricks of some sort and getting around that. In my research, I had seen them do it, so I wanted to see what happened if you just battled the same one. So yeah, I guess I just disproved something. And who knows, maybe there's some like actual glitch that you can do that you can actually do it with, but I don't want to show off actual glitches. I want to show off things that are in the game, the Pokeball duplication thing, something else we're going to be doing much later on with X items. I want to show those things because they're things that you can easily do. I showed the RNG manip, although I didn't actually do it. I didn't manipulate the system, I just kind of showed it. But yeah, no, that's what it is. I want to show things that are easily done for the player, not things that require anything external or any, difficulties, really. And yeah, low special defense, rock ground types. Well, technically Rhyhorn's ground rock, but, we get the easy one. As we defeat, I didn't even look at her name. Oh gosh. You are Lady Gwyn. I must commend you for a battle well played. Yay, we win! Against Gwyn. My battling style must have been too sophisticated for you. Humph. And she just leaves. And the elevator stays up. And here comes the man himself. Whoa, that was inspiring. You showed me a great battle. It deserves a gift. I want you to have this. The white herb. You don't have a full party of Pokemon yet. When you get 6 of them, I'd like you to come see me again. That's when I will be your opponent. I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah, Justy, you'll get it. Don't do it as soon as you get a 6 full Pokemon. It electrified me. And yes, they do have unique text. I'm just going to show it. I'm going to stop reading all of the dialogue in this game. I'm just going to kind of leave it up on screen long enough. He learned more from us than his teachers. Awfully strong. I think you can find it easy to become teacher here. Yeah, she doesn't update your strategy memo if you've, you know, done the battles. But you can also access the ground floor of the pre-gym. I mean, not the ground floor, the basement floor. Even though the ground floor is, well, the ground floor is kind of on the first floor. It's very confusing. But yeah, this is a training center. It has a variety of terrain, so any kind of Pokemon can train when they're most comfortable. Neat. And looking for the Sandslash. Come on, boy, come on out, please. I have tried everything to try to get the Sandslash to come out. It doesn't exist. It's just for, I guess, color? Just giving him Magikarp encouragement. I like that. But yeah, no, the Sandslash does not exist. I mean, I sat here for an hour. This wasn't even in research. I was just curious. This was before I was researching this game to do a Let's Play of it. So, you know, there is no Sandslash. But those are the trainers of the pre-gym, and we have defeated them, and we showed off the 3 starters from Johto that you can get. And I think that's going to do it for this part. So thank you so much for watching, and join us next time when we, well, head to Pyrite Town that we've been hearing so much about. See you then.